The Galactic Conclave had never encountered a species quite like humans before. Their biological makeup was considered primitive by interstellar standards, carbon-based, water-dependent, and remarkably fragile-looking. When the first contact protocols were established with Earth, the military strategists of 7 advanced civilizations immediately classified humans as a negligible threat. Commander Vex of the Arcturus Coalition stared at the battlefield footage with mounting disbelief. What should have been a swift subjugation had turned into a humiliating retreat. "Play it again," he ordered, mandibles clicking with agitation. The holographic display flickered to life once more. Coalition forces had deployed their most sophisticated weaponry, neural disruptors designed to overload synaptic pathways, gravitational compressors that could crush exoskeletons, and molecular destabilizers that unraveled the very atomic structure of most known life forms. Yet there stood the humans, inexplicably alive. "Our intelligence was catastrophically wrong," Science Officer Lura said, her luminescent skin pulsing with stress patterns. "Human physiology appears to have unique properties we never accounted for. The neural disruptors, calibrated for the highly evolved nervous systems of spacefaring species, barely gave humans headaches. The gravitational compressors, designed for the rigid bodies of silicon-based or crystalline entities, only made humans stumble. And most baffling of all, molecular destabilizers, weapons that could reduce a Centaurian war beast to its component atoms, seemed to merely cause mild radiation burns on human skin. Their cellular structure adapts," Lura continued. "They have these things called stem cells that can transform into specialized tissue. Their immune systems are chaotic and aggressive, evolved to fight constant microscopic invasions. And their pain threshold is remarkably high for a conscious species." Commander Vex tapped his claw against the console. "Are you suggesting these mammals are somehow superior?" "Not superior," Lura corrected. "Different. Our weapons were designed to counter sophisticated biological systems. Human biology is comparatively crude, but incredibly resilient precisely because of that simplicity." On the observation deck of the Coalition flagship, Lieutenant Mason Thomas sat calmly despite being a prisoner of war. The aliens had captured him during the first assault, expecting to extract valuable intelligence. Instead, they'd found themselves studying him as if he were some fascinating anomaly. "Your species consumes toxins for pleasure," a researcher named Drell noted, referring to the coffee and alcohol consumption data they gathered. "One person's poison is another's party," Mason replied with a shrug. The Coalition had never encountered a species that deliberately exposed itself to harmful substances to build tolerance. Humans called it hormesis, the concept that low-dose exposure to toxins could strengthen biological systems. Their entire evolutionary history was written in this paradoxical approach to survival. Back on Earth, humanity's military leaders were quickly learning to exploit this unexpected advantage. General Rodriguez addressed the United Nations Security Council with growing confidence. "Their weapons are designed for precision and efficiency against advanced life forms," she explained. "But evolution didn't optimize humans for efficiency. It optimized us for survival under constantly changing threats." Human soldiers were now equipped with simple ceramic armor that, while technologically primitive, effectively dispersed the energy from alien weapons. Their tactics emphasized leveraging their unique biology rather than attempting to match alien technology. By the third week of the conflict, the Coalition was facing the unthinkable: defeat at the hands of a species that had only achieved spaceflight a century earlier. In a desperate strategic meeting, Commander Vex faced the truth. "We've been approaching this all wrong," he admitted to his war council. "Our assumption that technological superiority guarantees victory has failed us." Science Officer Lura had spent days analyzing human military history. They'd been fighting each other for thousands of years. Their entire cultural development occurred alongside warfare. While we evolved past physical conflict millennia ago, they've been perfecting it. The final battle took place in the skies above Mars. The Coalition deployed its Planet Killer, a weapon that had ended conflicts with a single demonstration for the past 300 years. The massive energy beam struck the human defense fleet and dissipated against hastily adapted shields based on the same primitive principles as their armor. As human ships closed in, Commander Vex gave the order to retreat. "We will return to the conclave with our findings," he announced. "A species this resilient deserves proper diplomatic engagement." 3 months later, humanity's representatives stood before the galactic conclave. The alien delegates watched with a mixture of apprehension and fascination as Ambassador Wilson delivered Earth's terms. "We don't seek conquest or retribution," she said. "Humanity wants knowledge, cooperation, and respect. Our biology may seem primitive to you, but it represents billions of years of evolutionary problem-solving on a hostile planet. We offer this resilience as our contribution to galactic security." In the observation gallery, Mason Thomas, now serving as a military attaché, watched alongside science officer Lura, with whom he formed an unlikely friendship during his captivity. "Your people misunderstood us," he said quietly. "You thought advanced meant better." Lura's bioluminescence shifted to a thoughtful blue. "The conclave has existed for 12,000 years without encountering a species like yours. Humans are humbling." Mason smiled. "That's our specialty. We're too stubborn to know when we're outmatched." As the conclave voted unanimously to accept Earth into its ranks, a new term entered the galactic lexicon: human factor resilience, the surprising strength found in biological simplicity and the evolutionary wisdom of surviving a world that never stopped trying to kill you.